Happy World Gin Day, gin lovers. It's Cocktail Kate here to show you how to make the best gin and tonic you could ever have for yourself on World Gin Day. So the most common question I get asked when leading gin masterclasses is what tonic should I use for my gin and tonic, and what garnish should I use for my gin and my tonic. So I'm going to show you two different ways, and I'm going to give you hints and tips and ideas on how to select those garnishes and how to select those tonics. So the first gin I'm going to use is a classic London dry style. It's Bombay Sapphire. We're all familiar with this lovely blue bottle. It was created in the 80s, just like myself. So it's a match made in heaven. So we're going to kick off with the first gin and tonic using this one. Now, even before you choose your gin, what you need to do is get a glass and fill it to the top with ice. I'm going to tell you why very quickly. If you have one ice cube in there, that's going to melt very, very quickly, and that will dilute your drink with about a shot of water in it. That's right. Your tonic's going to taste flat and your gin ain't going to taste ginny. But if you fill it all the way up, it's going to keep the gin really cold. It's going to keep that sparkle in your tonic. And most importantly, it's not going to dilute your World Gin Day drink down, okay? So fill your glass with ice. Now, I've got my gin, my glass is filled. I want to try and decide what tonic to buy or what tonic to use. So for that, I'm going to have a little look at the style. Now this one is a London Dry. What that tells me is it's going to be juniper forward with a nice kick of citrus and a nice little touch of spice. It's a very traditional way of making gin, so it very often follows that pattern. Okay, so for that reason, because it's a London Dry, it's got those things I know about it, I am going to pair that with a very classic and traditional Indian style tonic water. So I know I've got the brightness of my citrus, the savouriness of my juniper, and a little kick of spice, and then just some classic good old bitter quinine in there. Beautiful, right? So I've decided that, I've decided this. Then I'm going to look at the botanicals that are featured in the gin. And you'll either find that here or in Bombay Sapphire's case down the side of the bottle. Now, this gin uses a lot of lemon peel, which I absolutely love in a G&T. So I am going to pull that out even more. If, for example, you prefer the juniper-y side of things, you would use something like a rosemary or a herb for your gin and tonic, and I'm going to show you that in a second. But for this one, I'm going to keep it classic. I want it to be bright. I want it to be sparkly and fluffy and fresh. So I'm going to go with the lemon peel. Okay, so I'm going to add in 35 mils of gin, which is just over a shot, just under a double. I'm going to use my jigger. If you need to use an egg cup or the lid or a measuring jug, use whatever you got. Okay, and then I'm going to pair it with this tonic water. So I'm going to top it up here, like this. Beautiful. Now I'm going to leave a nice little window on there so that when I put my garnish in, it doesn't overflow. Top that up a little bit more. Okay, now for the good stuff, the garnish. Now, you can slice your fruit and pop it in. It looks great. It leaves you with a nice little bit of ginny style lemon afterwards to chew on. But if what you're wanting and what you're going for is the drink to encompass those flavours, so really pop of lemon, really sparkle and open up those bubbles in the tonic, what you really want to be doing is peeling your lemon. So I'm going to take a potato peeler and I'm just going to go down the lemon zest like that. Oh, smells incredible already. Now, by opening up the zest, I'm releasing the oils. So already it smells incredible. Now I want to take those oils from here and put it onto my drink. So I'm simply just going to squeeze the lemon zest like this over the glass. So I'm going to disperse all the oils over there. Oh, I wish we had smell-o-vision. This is incredible. And then I'm going to wipe those oils onto the sides of that glass and pop that down there. Woo! It's lemony, it's fresh, it's clean. It is literally popping out that glass. And I haven't even put my mouth on it yet. Okay, so I'm going to set that one aside, and then I'm going to show you how I would do it with a more savoury style of gin. So, very juniper-y overproof is this Sipsmith Navy Strength. So I'm going to put in 35 mils. Now, because it's savoury forward, so juniper evokes feelings of pine, a little bit of citrus, very outdoorsy, a little bit of spice. Instead of going with the classic, I want to pull out those savoury notes even more. So I'm going to pair it with a lovely Mediterranean tonic. Now this tonic water has rosemary and thyme in it. So because of that, I'm going to match my garnish with it as well. So I'm going to bring out those savoury flavours even more. And to do that, I'm going to use fresh rosemary. Now, just like when we're using citrus, whenever we use a herb, we want to pull out the oils as much as we can. Now, in order to do that with a herb, you really need to show it who's boss. Okay, so you've got to give it a good old smack. You've got to open it up. So I tend to just do it on the back of my hand like this, and then around the edge of the glass as well. Okay, so you want to make sure that all those, oh, smells incredible. All those oils are flying off that herb and going right into your glass. So, oh my word, it's transported me to a picnic in the forest. That is exactly what I wanted from this gin and tonic. So, fill your glass with ice, look at your botanicals in your gin, pick what flavours you want to play with, and then use that to match up your tonic and your garnish. And there, I've got 2 very exquisite gin and tonics. Happy World Gin Day, people. Cheers.